50 millimeter.
Yes. Welcome, Bill.
Hello, hello. Hello.
What does the shirt say?
Mine
Growing
is
old is
very weird.
mandatory, growing up is optional.
Yes,
I think we can all relate.
true.
Uh,
So, Dr. Michael, I
yes,
have
sir.
I have some good news.
You're coming to Canada and you're staying with us.
Okay. Uh, okay. Um, yes. No. I would love to, by the way. I started writing a book. I know
Oh,
you.
right on.
You asked me if I was,
Yeah.
and so I'm about 100 pages in.
Whoa.
I started on it started like on Friday, is it? Friday, yesterday. Yes, no,
Yes.
Thursday. I can't type that fast. Thursday. And I'm up to 107 pages so far.
Wow. I'll be
And
the
Tommy,
first one. I'll be the first one to buy it. I'm sure it will be chock full of very, very important ideas and stuff for mentalists and magicians. Absolutely.
I've been digging down deep and writing stuff that I haven't thought about in years, but have thought about putting into sentence form. um,
Yes.
so I'm really excited about it, and I definitely want you're one of the people that I want you to proofread for me and
Oh, I
get
can't wait. I
and get
can't wait. Just let it flow, as you know, and
yeah
maybe it'll be 300 pages, maybe it'll be 200, who knows, or
yeah.
more. So
I know I'm not even halfway through yet, so it's gonna be my first major opus. So I'm very excited. I'm also
I predict three major tomes from you, but we'll see down the road if I was right,
we'll
you know.
see. Yeah, that would be nice. Anyway,
yeah, I
Oh,
uh,
can't do books.
fantastic.
I
Thank you
can't
uh,
for
do books. I don't
sharing.
know how to turn the page.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I usually have I'll put a fan next to my book, and I'll keep my finger on the page, and then when I want to turn the page, I lift my finger up and then put my finger back down.
Oh, I gotta
Oddly
try
enough,
that.
oddly enough, it takes the same amount of energy to turn the page, but
Yeah, but how do you turn the page?
Mentally.
Uh,
yeah,
Benji, he taught Benji how to do it.
yeah,
Ow,
yeah.
ow, ow, ow. Oh, that's awesome. That's really something to look forward to, Tommy. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Well, I realized I had time to come and hear the Korean Canuck. So,
Yes, Yusik,
um,
there's Yusik up there.
yes, I
Yusik,
use,
meet Tommy.
Oh,
Tommy
hi.
works out of New York. He lives in New
New York.
York.
Okay.
And in my opinion, he's one of New York's premier mentalists.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
it's,
Absolutely.
Great. Great.
And
Yeah.
Kevin Peel will be joining us after he's at this meeting, another meeting rather, and he's one of the UK's premier mentalists. So yeah, lots of fun.
Yeah.
That's Yusik. He lives in Vancouver.
Hello.
hey, yeah, that's cool, yeah.
yeah, I'm just mental.
Bill is. Oh, Bill, I gotta say how, and I'm not just trying to be nice, how I really enjoyed your spot last Wednesday on that open mic magic show. And
Yeah.
you did one of my favorite effects by Jay Sankey, that poster.
Yeah,
I love that. That has a permanent place in one of my shows. So yeah, it was entertaining. You had your camera set up perfectly so we can see everything. It looked really good.
Well, my
Yeah, well,
volunteer was great. She went along with it.
Yeah, Holly's
yeah,
awesome. Holly is
it always
amazing.
helps. It
Holly is
always helps.
Holly is a magician's dream assistant.
True.
Yeah,
And what else?
hell of
Did you see Penn and Teller last night? He had a zigzag at the end. They did the zigzag with the
a,
host. And it
wow.
was, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's had a comeback, that zigzag illusion. I used to have two of them.
I always
Um,
wanted one. I
yeah,
always wanted one, but I have nowhere to put it.
folds flat. That's all. It
Yeah, but
plays big, but
you don't want to fold it flat. You want to have it out
yeah.
so people go, oh, what's that? Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. I
Mm.
used to have most of them open in my house when I
Yeah.
owned a house years ago, actually two houses. And when people would walk into the magic room, there'd be the zigzag, the chalet sub-trunk. I forget what else. I had about 10 big illusions. Miss Made Lady. Some of them were by Paul Osborne, his plans. And I had a
Okay.
Wow.
builder. I had a
Oh,
builder from rural Manitoba build them for me.
nice.
And I don't know if any of you ever had illusions built by Paul Osborne's plans, but many times, not all the time, but sometimes it's off by a few inches.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So my builder had to compensate and, you
yeah,
know,
his plans were never terribly accurate.
yeah, I didn't know that. So I bought a whole whack of them. They weren't expensive back then. But also,
Yeah,
I liked the artwork. I liked his style.
yeah,
And yeah, so
yeah.
anyway.
I used to have a number of his drawings hanging up on the wall. Um, yeah,
Very cool. So back when I was really skinny, when I was short and skinny, about as thin as Doug Henning was, um, sometimes my first wife, who used to do the big illusions with me, we'd switch, and I'd be the one who'd be produced from the Mist-Made lady, and we
yeah,
didn't use it as the Mist-Made. We used it as a production box, and that was
Mm.
great, great fun. And sometimes I'd get into my Lester Lake guillotine. I'd be the victim instead of her,
Mm.
just to switch things up. Because the ladies are always, the females are always, they always seem to be in the slice and dice things. And we both thought it was kind of like, well, why can't the magician be in peril? So
Mm.
yeah. So we did that a lot. So
And
yeah.
they're also quite often underrated as well. I mean, I've actually got a press cutting from my early days in magic when the local reporter actually printed that uh, the audience, as well as your reporter, were very surprised to find out that the magician was in fact a woman.
Yes.
yeah,
And
yeah.
because I was a magician in my own right, they were absolutely, well, where did that come from? And I mean, without a very, very good assistant, some of the men would fall flat on their face.
Yeah.
It's
It
a
Well,
was a
whole
very
Because they
good
different
got to
game
be
magician.
now,
so
but
good.
we can
It was a
absolutely.
very
always use more female magicians. I believe there's still not enough. When
No.
there's as many female magicians as male magicians, at least, if not more, then I'll say, and hopefully we'll see it in our lifetime, then I can say, yep, now it's cool. Now it's good. Now we have at
Mm.
least enough. So,
Well, look at Magic Karina. She's making her way up.
yes,
Mm.
yes. Hey, Al, is Carlina still there or has she gone back home?
Oh, she's been home since beginning of school, so April.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Actually March. Actually, yeah, it was middle of March.
I was moved. She posted something on Facebook. I won't say what it was. Oh, she's coming in. And it just moved me. I showed it to Sue, and I thought, when in tarnation are you guys going to tie the knot? And
Hey,
I don't mean a fake knot. I mean, you know, the real thing. Hey, Carlina, I'm just talking about you and Al. I was so moved by a recent Facebook post that you wrote about Al, and I thought you guys have to get married for goodness sakes.
Well, just as soon as she gets a job out here, we're done. That's it.
Yeah, I hear you. Welcome,
Hey,
Micah and Ian as well. I
Yeah, and
think
then
we're gonna.
And Mike and I are engaged. So yeah.
Oh,
wait, 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 wait,
engaged
what?
in
This is
what?
news.
Horrible activities? What are you engaged in? Hello, John. John is here as well. Alrighty, I think we'll get started. Thanks to
Yeah.
Cheryl's idea, I've been recording like the last 10 minutes because sometimes people want to join in the pre-show. So this way they can be a part of that. I'm going to start the live stream on Facebook, and we shall get going. Continue as Michael. Who am I supposed to continue as? Joe Schmo? Yes, it's Joe Schmo. Here we go. That rhymes. And welcome, everybody. We are live streaming, coincidentally, live on Facebook. And thank you so much for joining us this day. It's going to be a fantastic show. Let me show you guys out there. There we go. We've got my wonderful, there we go. I'll get the hang of it yet, Cheryl. We've got my wonderful co-host Cheryl and her assistant. Yeah, how do we do that? Michaela and our incredible guest, Yusik from Vancouver, Canada. So, thank you all so much for joining us. We are going to begin right here and right now. You may remember me from my television shows in the 1980s and 90s, and now I host two regularly live-streamed virtual magic shows. One is a showcase for some of the greatest magicians in the world, and the other is a talk show featuring some of the most inspiring conjurers of our times. Welcome now to Magical People. And welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for attending this day. We're so excited to welcome a magician who calls himself um, the Canadian Canuck. What does he call himself? The
On Instagram,
conjurer.
on Instagram, the Korean Canuck.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I'm just, as you probably know, I'm just teasing you a little bit
Okay,
there.
okay, okay.
Welcome. Yeah, I am sober. I've always been sober for many years, and I have my cheat note. So I promise you there'll be no there'll be no fouling up. I what caught my eye initially when I first saw you on as they call it the socials. I still like to refer to it as social media. Um, I liked your presentations. I liked the smoothness. I liked your personality. All of that. No offense intended to any magicians watching out there, beginner or seasoned, but that's so lacking nowadays. You seemed quietly confident and just generally likable. I'm just saying this not just to be nice, but I genuinely mean it, Yusik. And I just want to know, I really want to know, who and what were your early influences?
Well, okay. Um, yeah, thanks. First of all, it's great to be here. And I probably started I like most of the my peers work in the magic community. They probably they started way back when they were toddlers or something, they got a magic set for Christmas or birthday, and it started from there. For me, I only started on this as a hobby maybe about 11 years ago only. So, and just stumbled onto it by accident, right? So, uh, and then I just in a few years, I found out there was a magic community, like the magic clubs here in Vancouver, joined up with them. And then I had some mentors there to help me get on the road to doing it professionally. So, in terms of influences, uh, well, when I was starting out, I didn't really know a lot of people in the magic community at all, really. So I just started learning from all sorts of sources I can. I found some really interesting routines from some great professional magicians like Gregory Wilson. Uh, some of my early in my magic career, he was one of the people I started learning some great material from. Gregory Wilson, Otis Perlman, and Peter Nardi, from the UK, from Alakazam Magic. So yeah, those are, and then, as I continue on in the magic career, started to learn from some other great influences. So yeah,
We're very fortunate living out here in Vancouver,
yeah,
Canada, which for those of you who are not familiar with our geographical location, we're on the west coast of Canada. It's very rainy, not snowy,
yeah,
except up north. But we're very blessed to be here. But
yeah.
there's also very active magic clubs, local magic clubs. And again, I'll speak as if we've got laymen in our audience. We have both. We have magicians as well as non-magicians out there. But we have what we call rings or various assemblies. So we have a number of IBM, International Brotherhood of Magician rings here, two of them of which I belong to. And I didn't know that, Yusik, that for 2 years you were the president of one of our local IBM rings.
Oh, yes. I just finished my second and last term as the president of the Vancouver Magic Circle. So that's called Ring 92. That's the Vancouver chapter of the International Brotherhood of Magicians. And yeah, still I still continue to be an active member of that club. So yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Thank goodness for the magic clubs. And
Yeah.
we were talking before we went to air about the blessing that actually, in a way, COVID was a blessing. And people will think I'm nuts for saying that out there, but it kind of encouraged Zoom to really get going. And without Zoom, the magic clubs and other get-togethers wouldn't be. We'd be home twiddling our thumbs or whatever, or wandering the streets with masks, missing magic. So when I rejoined, I didn't belong for about 20 years. I was too busy with my studies. I rejoined during COVID our local two IBMs, our local Society of American Magicians as well. And I attended just about every meeting and some major people like Lance Burton. I don't know if you were there at that particular one, but Lance Burton attended one of those IBM Vancouver Magic Circle meetings as well. So it was great fun. There was also a competition. I don't know if you remember that particular one. You might have even, no, it was actually Kelvin, I think, that participated in that competition. But thank goodness for Zoom. I'm rambling on, but that's really my point. Um, I know for a fact, and I didn't know this beforehand, that you do house parties, you do all kinds of other gigs. So I'd like to show one of your sizzle reels. We call them sizzle
Okay,
reels.
sure, sure, sure.
And there's three in all, but we'll show the first one just to kind of show you off just a wee bit.
Okay, thanks.
There we go.
You could have named any number, any two-digit number. That's the number you named. Oh, very good. Thank you. You said the plaza, right? That's actually my lock screen. No, it's interesting you said that. Well, that's my lock screen. Well, on this I cheated, and now I have 1, 2, 3, and I actually have 4 cards. I cheated. How about this? Right there? Okay, look at the first word of the page. Don't tell me. Okay, I don't always get it right, but this time I can. Yeah, go ahead, pick up the pile. Yeah. And then next. Yeah. 20, 19, 18, 17, what?
Who wants to take a vacation to Hawaii, and we'll pick King of Hearts.
Wow. No, thank you. Go ahead. King of Hearts.
And there we go. I love that, Yusik. Cheryl, did you have some questions for Yusik?
It's kind of off the magic because while my roving reporter was doing reporting and finding out stuff, I see that you like Huey Lewis in the News.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a Generation X.
Me
Grew up in the
too.
80s. Yeah, I grew up in the 80s. So yeah, I was a huge fan. Totally different
Now,
80s, yeah.
I see you travel a lot. Was it you saw him in these travels or?
No, it's locally. I've seen him in concert twice, right here in Vancouver at a fair called the P&E, what
Yeah.
Pacific National Exhibition, and also in yeah, it's also a venue here in Vancouver. That's quite a few years back, and then recently a few years ago. So yeah,
Which touring?
which tour?
Which one? I saw the Small World touring with Huey Lewis.
Oh, this was this was just recently about what was it 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, because he was still touring. He's his band is still touring, or it was recently. And then I saw another one back in he was touring with now 2009, I think, or-
Oh.
at the at the River Rock Casino. So yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw him in the late 80s, early 90s. So
Wow,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, it was awesome.
I'm
So
sure it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what's your favorite song of his?
Uh, Quite a few. One that sticks out is the song from Back to the Future, "The Power
Yes,
of Love." Yes, yeah,
that is an awesome one.
yeah,
Um, okay, so you do travel a
yes.
lot
Mhm.
from what I've been told. Where's your favorite place to travel?
It's quite a few still places I still have yet to travel. I go to Las Vegas quite a lot.
Oh
My
yeah.
my friend, a couple of my friends, we travel together to there. And I also go there regularly for the one of the conventions they have annually in Las Vegas called Magic Live. So some me and some other fellow Vancouver Magic Circle members, we go in early August for that. And sometimes I go to Vegas on other times, like with friends, because there's always something new to see there, something new, always something different to do there, or
Mhm.
something new to check out every time. So yeah.
Yeah, my husband goes once a year. He does
Oh yeah. Yeah.
table tennis, so they have their
Okay.
tournaments there.
Yeah.
Um, I don't go because I don't want to. It's too hot.
Yeah,
So,
it can be. It can be, yeah.
yeah, what you do other conventions, other types of conventions?
Sometimes some locally. There are some local ones here. Like
Yeah.
I mentioned, there's an annual uh PCAM, Pacific Coast Association of Magicians. That it's a relatively local within Vancouver, so sometimes yeah, that too. Yeah.
What what is your favorite style and effective magic? Either seeing or performing.
Uh, I generally focus a lot on mentalism. Like when I do shows, house parties, any parlor or stage shows, it's generally just a mentalism show. When I do but also when I do strolling gigs, like strolling close-up magic,
Right.
it's a little bit of both mentalism and just regular close-up magic. So, Uh, but yeah, of all, I try to do a little bit of everything when I'm doing strolling close-up gigs, right? That just seems to fit the occasion. But my favorite style is mentalism. Just really is something I just really caught on to when I was
Let's
just
have a look. Let's have a look. I want to share
yeah.
with everybody your house party
Oh, sure,
si
yeah, yeah,
sizzle reel.
sure.
You also have a mentalism one, but we'll do this one first. Check it out, every.
It's a Jack of Diamonds. You didn't pick the two of hearts. See, if you had picked the next one, it would have been wrong. That's the two of hearts. But if you picked that one, also the two of hearts, or that one, 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 or wait a minute. What? Show me. Wait, the two of hearts. A copy of the book, right? Like that one.
What?
And every single page here is blank. Every single one. No way. I was gonna say the Jack of Clubs.
No way. No way.
Sir, I just checked. And I'm not kidding. That is the card you picked. I just checked. First time, who was the person you're thinking of? Shah Rukh Khan. No!
What?
Sorry, what was the word? Just tell me. Eat. But fortunately.
Oh!
Yeah. What was the card?
You're lying.
Tell us the card.
5 hearts.
Go.
No!
Missing is Jamie, who is from Calgary, and will
No!
be missing on January
No.
17th. No way.
This guy's good, yo. I swear to you, this guy's good.
And there we go. I love that. Is there, and I want to preface the question for those who are non-magicians out there, there's a certain level of intimacy in doing house parties for kids or for adults.
Yeah.
Obviously, there we had, I believe, mostly adults.
Mhm.
And then you've got platform magic, which is kind of stage magic, but not quite. It's kind of a crossover
Yeah.
with close-up and stage platform magic. It's come into its own recently. And straight stage magic. Mentalism we'll chat about a little bit more later. But do you have a preference? And why? Is it the intimacy factor or the distance or lack of? Let's chat about that.
Um, I'm pretty much it's hard to decide. They all I seem to like uh all different types. Like you said, there's the house party that's more close up. There's the parlor for like between that's kind of between stage and close ups, or that would be like for corporate events in their office, and then of course stage. Stage is a little bit uh I don't do as much, because I just don't get asked for it as much, but it is a lot more planning. It's just a little bit more equipment and everything. Turns out pretty good, but I've seemed to get really seem to be more used to the house party. I've been getting a little bit more of those, more close up. It's yeah, for some
I
reason.
noticed
Yeah.
I noticed they love you.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that
Yeah.
to stage or platform where they're not quite so intimate. Big illusions or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
There's a certain level of distance.
Mhm.
But when
Right.
you're right in there, either with walk around magic at corporate events as you do, or house parties, there's great intimacy. And I noticed in the clip they love you, like
Thanks.
because the magic is happening right under their nose.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cheryl, let's go for it again. More questions?
Okay. What did you want to be when you grew up?
What did I want to be when I grew up? A good
When you
question.
grew up, when you were little, what did you want to do?
I wasn't so sure really back then. It's hard. I probably not certainly not a magician. Like I said, it was never in my mind to do that right back then, right? I didn't like I said, I didn't start uh, until maybe I was till until like 11 years ago or so. Back then, I wasn't so sure really, even growing up even further. I thought about growing up, I think I wanted to work in the film industry, make work in film in some way, whether it be in some sort of aspect, whether it be as a director or I think growing up in the 80s, I was a big fan of Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, and uh, I thought I would just love to work in the film industry growing up. And eventually I went to Vancouver Film School, right? And I majored in classical animation. So I did pursue things in certain roles in the film industry, but animation is where I saw the most success. That's generally what I do. That's my full-time career
Oh,
currently
wow.
as an animator. So
Has that helped you more creatively in the magic part?
yeah, it might, I think. Sometimes I incorporate the things like artwork or drawing or animation themes
Oh,
into some of my routines. So yeah,
oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
I
yeah,
love art. I'm
yeah.
crafty person too. So,
We have
uh,
something in common there, Yusik. Sorry
Uh,
to interject, Cheryl.
yes.
Is my background was graphic design. I went to
Oh,
college in Montreal to graphic design for a number of years, and then I got into animation.
okay.
And back in the 70s, my decade, your decade apparently is the 80s, mine is the 70s. Montreal was a hotbed. Then it shifted to Toronto, a hotbed for animation and commercials and all that sort of thing. So I did it, and I was only one of 10 people involved with doing commercials and stuff. I was part of a team, and that was great fun. I also drew a syndicated comic strip, which was done out of that animation house as well. It was called Winnie Witch and the Giant Potato, probably before your time because it was around 78, 79, syndicated across Canada in most major papers. But that excites me. Doesn't it excite you, animation and cartooning?
Mhm. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've been doing it for a little while, so it's it's yeah, I have a lot of memories from it, quite a lot of experiences working in the field. So yeah, it's interesting. I actually started my first job was way back when the animation studios were still using pencil and paper, right?
Yes, which is what we were doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
crazy,
the
crazy.
old way.
Go ahead, Cheryl. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh no, that's fine. I was just, what's your favorite art style?
Hmm. Well, influences, yeah, good question. Uh, More like I work a lot in television cartoons. So, if I was to name like studios that inspired me, I like a lot of the classic Warner Brothers stuff. I like the classic Warner Brothers animation.
Yeah,
They really followed all the principles of animation really, really well. So, the old classic, the Looney Tunes and
yeah,
the character designs are just fantastic. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
The
I
older
was
one.
Disney trained, not
Oh,
actual
okay.
Disney
Wow.
Studios,
Yeah.
but my boss was a Disney fanatic, and at the time he had the largest collection of Disney memorabilia in North America. His name was Peter Adamakis. And so he forced on me, in order for me to draw or to participate in the animation and draw the syndicated strip, I had to learn Disney style.
Yeah.
And I had a really good mentor, the former artist that was before me. It was all circles, and the construction was amazing, and the expressions, oh my goodness. And one thing I learned was a little bit of acting. So if something happened to the character, to get that expression right in the face, and I just loved that. Go ahead, Cheryl. Sorry, I got all excited.
Oh
Oh
no, yeah.
no,
It's
no,
pretty
that's
interesting. Yeah.
I,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I think I am good with all my stuff has pretty much been answered.
Oh, wow,
So now
excellent.
back to
Okay.
you.
Um, me or you, me or see, I'm getting it. I'm getting the hang of it finally. Let's look at your mentalism reel
Okay.
because it is my favorite.
Oh,
And
cool.
boy, we'll have tons probably to chat about mentalism.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not as straightforward. It's not as
Yeah.
easy or simple as some people might think.
digit number. That's the number you think. You said the plaza, right? That's actually my lock screen.
What?
No, it's interesting you said that. Well, that's my lock screen. Well, on this I cheated, and now I have 1, 2, 3, and I actually have 4 cards. I cheated. How about this? Right there? Okay, look at the first word of the page. Don't tell me. Okay, I don't always get it right, but this time I can. Yeah, go ahead, pick up the pile. Yeah. And then next. Yeah. 20, 19, 18, 17,
Who wants to take a vacation to Hawaii, and we'll pick King of Hearts.
Wow. No, thank you. Go ahead. King of Hearts.
And there we go. Now, one of the things that strikes me, besides your adeptness, that goes without saying, otherwise you wouldn't be working all these gigs, and the entertainment factor that you add, a little bit behind the scenes, because there's a lot of non-magicians watching this show, but also a lot of magicians watching this show as well.
Mhm.
I hope you'll agree with me on this when I say sometimes with mentalism, oftentimes, the secret, the methodology, is just as brilliant, if not more brilliant, than the effect on the audience. So, how do you feel about that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's really interesting to learn behind the scenes. You know, when I was studying, I mean, even to this day, I see mentalists perform, and I still get fooled. You know, I've been doing it for a little while, a few years, but I still get fooled. And I'm always trying to learn, you know, new things, always trying to adapt the show. And yeah, it's fun to learn and practice what goes on behind the scenes, you know. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's so many, especially in the last 10 years,
Yeah.
Yusik, there's so many new, first of all, new technology involved with
Yeah. Yeah.
mentalism,
Yeah.
both behind the scenes and in front. Um, and a lot of old school methods work. They still work
Yeah.
in lieu
Absolutely.
of or instead of technology. But there's also a whole batch of new magicians, mentalists. They're not new, they've been around many years, but they're just starting to come to the forefront with a lot of new techniques and new effects I've never seen before. And just when you think you know everything about the world of magic, some guy on Fool Us or that other show with Dean Cain, which
Right.
escapes
Right.
me right now, it'll blow me away. It'll actually fool me. And it's like, and Sue, who's my wife, and beyond her wanting to, she still will watch. She'll still sit, maybe to please me. I'm not sure. No, she loves it as well. And she'll go, well, how did he do that? And I remember, I think it was last night, there was one effect. I had no clue. So, yeah, I think it has nothing to do with whether we're younger or older or
Mhm.
our experience. What excites me is the creative aspect and the new things that keep coming our way for us to share. So, which do you prefer? Because I noticed you use both. You brought out your phone, and you did a mentalism effect involving a phone.
Yeah.
There's tons now,
Yeah.
or not, or say a pad and paper, or do you love both? Do you prefer technology over not, or what?
It's hard to say which one, if I like one or more than the other. I actually generally use a little bit of both. I think there's a lot you can get from using sort of technology. There's a lot of um, stuff that's very visual and very entertaining that you can get from technology. And I, of course, still use, you know, techniques that don't involve technology at all. There's a lot I like in a show. It's not a bad idea, you know, get the best of both worlds and make it a little bit more well-rounded. So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, his name escapes me. You'll probably know who he is.
Mhm.
He's a local mentalist. He's older. He's probably around my age. He's got a long ponytail and glasses, and he creates and invents electronic mentalism.
Chris, Chris,
Electro
Chris Taylor.
Chris Chris
Chris
Taylor.
Taylor.
Okay,
Chris
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think I've met him a few times. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we went to see him a couple of years ago, more than a couple of years ago, at an Indian restaurant, my favorite food.
yeah.
And he was there. It was just not a coincidence. I love Indian food, and I knew he was going to be there at our table. And he didn't know me, of course, from Adam because I wasn't back in magic yet. But he fooled me and he didn't because it looked like an old school kind of presentation. He had a little pad of paper and a pencil, and I forget the pad or storyline. And in the end, he guessed correctly, I think, what room in the hotel somebody died or something to that effect.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was electronic. Now, I can name you 100 different methods for accomplishing that same thing, but the guy is a genius. The guy is a genius. I will not, I'm sure you know some of the methodologies involved. Um, how do you feel about those new techniques that are behind the scenes? And we'll just say, I'm going to try to speak in code for the non-magicians.
Okay.
It gives you a feel so that you know what's going on. Um, how do you feel about that? First of all, they're very expensive to buy. Not very, but would you buy electronic secrets like stuff for mentalism or back away, or where do you feel? Where do you stand on that?
I have a limit, on my budget. So first of all, so yeah, but I have purchased routines involving technology. I have done it. So
Yes. Do you like it? Do you love it
I
for the
do like it.
audience?
Yeah, I think if it's reliable, if I can always count on it to do its function, then yeah, I like it. I do like what you mentioned. I do incorporate routines, routines like that, and
Yes.
I love it. So yeah, I still it is a part of my act sometimes. Yeah.
Excellent. So this is my issue as well. You kind of brought it up a little bit. I will expand briefly on it if and when it works. With electronics, and I will speak a little bit, maybe I shouldn't, about one of my effects. Okay, one of my effects, and Cheryl knows what it is because she has one. Um, one of my favorite effects, which almost is always in my show. Um, you can do it without electronics or you can do it with electronics. It's obviously more effective to have something happen to a deck of cards if you're walking away and there's a glass jar over it and the card does whatever it does. Versus the original old methods, well, in between methods, the really old methods we won't chat about, we can't really on camera, but the methodology that Cheryl and I also have that to do this effect, it's about the timing, and it's hard to get the timing right. But I'd much rather kind of rely on electronics because it's the effect that matters. And for stage, but for close up, I'll use the same method that Cheryl and I have
Yep.
because it's right there. You can control the timing, if you will, because it is close up and it's right under their noses. Um, how do you feel about that? Have you ever have something go wrong electronically, or it's worked right every time, or what?
Um, I don't remember something going really wrong to the best of my knowledge of the times I use, but I would probably advise, just for anyone who uses any sort of technology, this is what I try to do is uh, if there is something, just have a backup plan just in case something
Yes.
goes wrong. If the technology somehow isn't working, I just go over scenarios in my mind. Oh, what if this thing doesn't work? Then let me do an alternate thing here. Um, so I'm always trying to with every routine you do, you should always have some sort of backup plan anyway. I
Absolutely.
have one for almost all the things I do. So yeah, that's the best thing to do in a case like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think you'll agree, the invisible deck or
Yeah.
the brainwave deck, they're
Yeah.
our best friends.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So that's for magicians out there.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to wrap up.
Okay.
And I really, really want to thank you so much for joining us this day. If people want to book you, and they really should, for a special occasion, how can they get in touch with you?
Let's see. You can probably, well, you can go on my link tree, has links to my social media accounts and my contact information. So that's well, one way is it's spelled linktr.ee/Korean Canuck, or just on Instagram. My Instagram is the Korean Canuck, and you can message me there if you like. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Thank goodness for social media.
Yeah, I know. Really.
In the old days, we'd have to mail out flyers and
Oh,
promo
right.
material.
Yeah.
Now, in the blink of an eye, thank goodness we have
Yeah.
social media to help us, or
Yeah.
the socials.
Yeah.
Thank you so much once again. I want to thank you, the great magician slash mentalist, Yusik Ethan Un. Let's put our
Oh,
hands
Thank you.
together for
thank
him.
you for having me. It was fun. That was cool. Thank.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. And we'll look forward to seeing you very, very soon, Yusik,
Okay.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I
Okay. Thank
know.
you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, keep in touch. I'd like to know the next time maybe you're doing a public show. That would be great to see you.
Actually, I am doing one in April 25th here in Vancouver. So, and
Excellent.
yeah.
Post it to the socials so we can see.
Oh yeah, I will make sure I do.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And there we go. Wasn't that fun, Cheryl and
Oh,
Mick?
that was awesome. Very fun.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah. It
awesome.
gets me all excited about magic all over again. It's crazy. And I can't wait to see him perform. I've seen him. I don't think he knew I saw him perform because I wasn't right back into magic. It was just before. And I thought he was so good. He's likable. And in my opinion, that's half the thing. If your audience doesn't like you, what's the point? Well, thank you guys, Cheryl and Mick,
Thank you. Thank
for
you.
joining me for co-hosting again. You never fail to kind of blow me away with your insight. Your questions were so cool. Anyway, we'll talk again, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you so much, you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
And wow, I that went so fast. I don't believe it. I really don't believe it.
I don't know if that's it.
We are here every Saturday at 1 p.m. LA time, as well on the East Coast, 4 p.m. New York time. I like to say LA and New York, even though I'm Canadian, and 9 p.m. UK time. We'll see you all very soon. And we've got more magicians this month as well. So I hope you will join us for that. We'll see you all really soon.